At the end of every day, look at yourself in the mirror and ask, did I get better today? Monday, get better. Tuesday, get better. Wednesday, get better. If you do that for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, how much better will you be? Are you getting better every single day? That's the real question. And it all comes down to taking small steps. You don't have to accomplish everything in one day or even 1 week. Just focus on getting a little better every single day.
And welcome back to another episode of Key Factors Podcast Real Estate AF, where the AF stands for And Finance. And I'm your host, Mark Jones, and we are powered by LoanBot. And an announcement as we roll into 2026, I'm going to be dropping the key factors from the name and just going with the Real Estate AF podcast. So you'll see some branding changing. It is the same great conversations, just a different name. But before we get into our conversation today, I want to kind of frame it a little bit. So let's throw something up on the screen real quick, JC. Matter of fact, before we do that, let's introduce the guest, then we'll play that. Yeah. So first, to my right, I've got a real estate agent that's pretty badass. And we share something in common, but we are not related. Brianna Jones, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Doing very well. And then we've got Tommy Fryer back with another great take on all of this stuff. And yes, we are wearing tinfoil hats, but we'll get to that in a moment. Tommy, how you doing?
We're good, brother. How are you?
Doing very well. And then last but not least, we've got Matt Mazzocco. What's going on?
Same old, same old. Good to see you again.
Likewise.
It's been a
absolutely.
while.
Yes, it's like looking in a mirror.
A couple of days. I know.
That's awesome. So, guys, before we kick this off, I just wanted to play a short clip to kind of frame our discussion today. So, JC, if you want to. All right. Let's
Big market share. Right? As a real estate agent, whether I'm in New York City or running the brokerage, and we're in 8 states at the moment, we want to own as much market share as possible. Anywhere someone says, I want to sell a home, we want them to think us. So how do you do that? And I looked at the last 20 years of success, all of the companies that created market share over the last 20 years. And they did that through tech enablement, whether it was figuring out how to use the internet to create better listing ads or source greater buyer leads, both domestically and internationally, or create a better system for agents to try to be better. But what AI enables us to do is say, I don't think market share for the next 20 years is about tech enablement now. I think it's about AI empowerment. I think there is a mindset shift. And my competitors right now are in offices in the city right now, masking chatbots and creating more screens and more buttons, because that's what the answer usually is.
But you want fewer screens.
Yeah, I want to be screenless.
If you didn't know by now, we're going to be talking about AI. We're going to be talking about AI in real estate, in mortgage, in our lives, how it's going to affect our lives, good, bad, or indifferent. But we've got 2 folks on the panel today that are in opposition, and we've got 2, including myself, that are advocates. And I will say advocates with caution. That's what I'm going to say.
Absolutely.
So to kick this off, guys, let's start with something, a super simple softball type question. So we know that AI is growing very, very fast, very rapidly. Would you all think that AI is going to revolutionize or ruin our industry? Pretty broad question so that we can kind of get a basis for where your views are. Matt, you want to kick it off?
I think that in the short term, it's going to revolutionize it. And in the long term, I don't want to take the position that I think it's going to ruin it, but it's going to vastly change it. It's going to take a lot of players out of the game. I think in a lot of ways that will simplify things and make it easier for the critical components to operate at a higher facility.
Okay.
And, but again, I think about all the people that are going to lose their jobs, all the processors, all the underwriters, all the assistants, all the admins, all the people that do things that are very easily automated. You know, you can pretty much automate anything that's linked to a computer as far as data sourcing, data verification. I mean, I even look at like what we do, like as far as like, reviewing bank statements, for example. I can tell
Yeah.
my AI to go in and look for any deposits that I need to be flagging. So I can just give it the parameters and say, hey, do my job for me real quick. I can take the tax returns, and I still double check that just because I don't trust it. But
Right.
a lot of what I do can be simplified down into a computer doing it for me. All I have to do is click a couple of buttons, get consent from the consumer to allow us to have direct access to their bank, to their driving, or not driving records, but like driver's license, social security, all the documents that we need to gather.
Yeah.
Eventually it would be very easy to combine all of those into one centralized place and then just say, hey, if you want to apply for a mortgage, click this button right here. We're going to go and we're going to peek into all of your private information. We'll render a decision real quick and a loan officer will contact you.
Yeah.
To me, that sounds freaking awesome. Like I'm
Yeah.
on board with that. And I don't think that we'll ever be replaced simply because of the human dynamic that's necessary in our conversations and facilitating getting it to the end. But I do think like, man, all those families that have been processing for the last, 20 years, like what's that processor going to do now? Where's she going to go or he, where are they going to go? Because their skill set is doing that specific job. And if we can eliminate it in our side of the game, it's going to be everywhere. It's not going to just be limited to us. And so one of my concerns that I have in that is what happens when that happens overnight? Because it does appear like it's something that could probably happen
Flip the
overnight.
switch
Once
and
there was
done,
enough
yeah.
beta testing done, once there was enough, okay, we've got this thing working now. Immediately overnight, large corporations will be scaling down and downsizing in a way that I think would have catastrophic effects for our economy, simply because a lot of unemployed people overnight means bigger problems than
Sure.
just, do we have a mortgage gig still?
Yeah.
You know,
No, and I can respect
Where's our
that.
home buyers going to be when, 60% of the population loses their job?
Yeah, I can definitely respect that opinion and that take. And that is a good foundation for where I think your stance is on this.
Well,
Who
more
wants to go
it,
next?
but
Yeah, I'll go.
Tommy, go for it.
Yeah, so like my position is always responsible like usage of AI. So I'm kind of in my infancy stage personally on using AI, just for really more processes, some efficiencies to our job on the builder side.
Yep.
Assisting in social media content, coming up with scripts for social media, right? But again, I think with responsible usage, it revolutionizes our industry from all three of our viewpoints: general real estate, lending, building. I think it's a phenomenal tool. I believe a lot in it, but you still have to be a subject matter expert in your field so that you can prompt correctly.
Yeah.
You don't want to, don't be a knucklehead who on face value on social, you look like a genius, but you're at a dinner party and you can't carry a conversation in your field. Don't be that person.
Yeah.
But I believe if there is more negligent usage on it, it could actually do some pretty irreversible harm.
No, that's
Yeah.
a good take on it. Bree, what do you think?
Honestly,
Good, bad, and different. Taking
Yeah.
over the world.
so I come from the real estate like agent side, and I come from a generation where, let's face it, they're lazy. They're gonna use this as a crutch to be lazy, and I genuinely think it's gonna ruin agents. I mean, it's just gonna continue to teach them to be lazier, not be out in front of people, not talk to people, not get to know people, because you cannot do this job without getting to know people. I mean, that's the beauty of this job, is it's a sales job, but you have to get to know your client, or to me, you're not going to be your best self and help them the best way you can. So I understand AI from a point of, like he mentioned, social media posts, things like that, because I know that's somewhere I struggle, just because I like to be out in front. I'm very old school. I don't like social media and anything like that, but I know that's the face of this business. So little things like that I can understand, but what the rest of it does to automate things, I just think it breeds laziness. Point blank, period.
I can actually totally see where that would come from. I can see how that can get carried away, especially if, and I don't know, I think what you're talking about is, I'm going to compare it to a loan officer when they first start getting their repetitious higher volume than they're used to. The first thing that they go is, I need an assistant,
Right.
right? That's
Yep.
the first thing.
Yeah. To scale. Right.
To
Right.
scale.
That's traditional thinking.
So then I have seen two sides of that scenario, many times two sides, which is I now have an assistant, but I'm still doing the same amount of volume. And I have an assistant and I'm now doing double the volume. Right. So one of those decided to use it as a crutch. The other decided to use it as a
Level up.
level up.
Yeah,
tool.
you have to propel themselves, sure.
Yeah.
Correct.
Right.
So I can totally see that. And in addition, furthermore, to kind of go on your side on that, if it's even a side thing, you typically have the 80-20 rule, the 90-10 rule, or the top 1% rule type concept to where 1% is going to use this the right way, or 20% is going to use this the right way. The others that if they even use it will maybe use it to hinder what actually helps them grow.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, well, I think it goes back to his point of using it responsibly. You still have to be an expert in your field because, like he said, you go to a dinner party, can you hold a conversation?
Yeah.
9 out of 10 times, most of them can't.
Yeah. Well, and that's the whole thing, right? You have to be very good at what you do. And that's, I believe that us four here at this table we have our own different opinions on this stuff. But if someone stopped you on the street, you could 100% ask or answer their questions. Excuse me. You could answer, you can operate on the fly. So can you, and as myself. But
As long as I have my chat GPT with me, I can do anything.
Well, I mean,
You won't
nowadays,
have a calculator with you everywhere you
Can't
go.
have
Mark.
Grok.
that's right. I mean, nowadays, right? It's here.
Absolutely.
Sure.
No, but
I
you're
mean,
right.
But
Yes.
yeah, you cannot replace your actual product knowledge. You can't replace being a local area expert or whatever it looks like to you, whoever's listening. Like you still have to know your stuff.
Yeah.
And it can be used as a crutch. I've seen it firsthand. People that are brand new to this industry on the building side,
Mm-hmm.
putting things out there. No disrespect meant. I know they have no idea what they're posting.
Right.
I know
Oh,
that.
none.
So again, to not let
Once
it
you
be a
start seeing the
crutch.
dashes,
Yeah,
make sure.
The best is when you can tell the MLS listing was literally written by ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Like,
Pro tip, guys. Make
like
sure
they
to
still
take
have
the
the
dashes
question in there that they
out of
asked
there.
ChatGPT to do.
Correct.
Like,
Yeah.
Please
We're-
write this listing description for me, and then they copy and paste. I've literally seen
yeah.
that
I
where they
absolutely-
copied and pasted the prompt
And
into
then
the MLS.
it has. I can also do this, and this for
Yeah,
you.
the recommendations to
Yes.
refine it. Yeah.
Yes. So guys, I want to take this in a direction to where we talk about the good,
Mhm.
what we're using AI for, and then we can talk about the other side of the coin, and then we'll bring them together in the end. But in order to start this conversation, and let's go here, JC, if you could throw the reference view up, I would like to ask ChatGPT, what are the top 10 uses that you find realtors and loan officers are using AI? It can be a website, a tool, or application. Bang. Let's see what this says here, and then we'll talk about this stuff. Okay, top uses of AI for realtors and loan officers. Number 1 is lead generation and lead qualification automation. AI bots or virtual assistants on websites automatically engage visitors, qualify leads, and schedule meetings, avoiding missing leads outside of the business hours. AI is enabled in CRM platforms and it provides scores, etc. Okay, so number 2 is content generation, property descriptions, marketing copy, social media post for ads. Number 3 is virtual staging and property visuals. I didn't think about that. Predictive analytics and market trend forecasts. Number 5
Number
is,
four.
Uh-huh.
You're seeing a lot of builders use AI for number 4 because we're fact checking CMAs, by the way. So if you're trying to write a contingent contract,
yes,
we're using that
to make sure it
to
makes
make
sense.
sure it's legit.
Yep.
And what information is being presented to a buyer's reel. So
And that's another
yeah.
good example of if it's available, why would you not use it
For
to
sure.
CYA?
Right. Absolutely.
You know? Okay, let's continue here. We got number 5 is automated property valuations and risk assessments. Matter of fact, I used it the other day just to run a CMA, just playing around.
Oh, yeah.
It's not far
No, it's
off. It
pretty
doesn't have
accurate.
access to MLS.
Right.
So it's using all of the sites,
Well, it's using
all
like
of the data, CoreLogic,
Realtor.com,
Gross.
Zillow.
No.
Yeah.
CoreLogic, all
Oh,
kinds
yeah.
of stuff.
Oh,
Absolutely.
even one of our biggest lenders has like a property search estimator, and
That's right.
it is
Yeah.
like it is terrifying how precise it is.
Right.
Like, it's normally within the margins of $1,000.
And it's all based on data. The data is out there. You guys know that
that's how that
MLS, right?
I mean, that's literally how the appraisals work.
Yes.
The only reason you need a physical appraiser to go out to the property is to identify deficiencies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything that they do as far as the actual
data.
valuation of the house is data.
That's right. That's right.
So
Okay,
that
so-
might scare appraisers too.
It should. We'll get to that. Don't forget that because I want to
won't.
talk about
I won't.
appraisers, and I didn't have that on the list. Okay, so CRM automation, targeted marketing, and I'm running through this quickly because I'm not seeing what I'm looking for, and it is like essential tool now. Now, what are the top 10 tools or apps they use? Bang. There we go. Give me some specifics, please.
Where's the please and thank yous, man?
No, not today. Not up in here.
That's
Okay,
very
sync.
unwise.
First off, guys, Sync is not AI. Matter of fact, we partnered with Sync when we were first getting LoanBot off of the ground, and we were bringing in more leads on the mortgage side, but it is not AI. They're going to websites that are landing pages specifically for home buying and capturing your information. Anyway, sorry, didn't mean to go on that tangent. Okay, Top Producer CRM, Virtual Staging AI, House Canary. I've never heard of that. AI-powered property valuations and market data analysis.
newer
There you
one.
go. Okay,
Yeah.
have you heard of that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't touched it. But
Convin.
no idea.
Never heard of it. AI voice bot, automated assessment.
Hard pass.
Canva. I don't know if Canva's AI.
Yes, it does.
It does it?
Oh,
It
yeah.
does have
Okay.
some great AI.
You literally can give it
capabilities.
a prompt,
Yeah.
and you can literally say like, "Hey,
so it's got
I-"
like a meta.
Oh, yeah.
Meta AI type.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, you name it. It mimics what's on the iPhone. The iPhone just came out with like Imagination or something
Yeah.
like that. Forgive me if I'm not saying that right.
Okay.
But yeah, you literally just in Canva can say, create me a flyer for this address
Yeah.
in San Antonio, Texas, giving the 5 reasons somebody would want to come to the open house,
Yeah.
and
It
then
does it.
literally,
That's scary. Okay,
Boom.
we're gonna go down this road because you've got a good point. You've got a good point. And
A peak is a freaking brokerage.
okay, and then get floor plans creates. Oh, that's cool. Matter of fact, the not only the room that we're in, but the entire office was decorated and rearranged by ChatGPT. Like, here's the list of office furniture. Here is my floor plans. Tell me where I should put everything.
I'm a Matterport fan.
Wise Agent, a broadly used real estate CRM. Have you guys used any of these things other than, let's say, Canva?
Canva.
I haven't either.
Producer, Virtual Staging AI. The rest of them, no. Like I said, a peak is actually a brokerage. I don't even know why that's on there.
All right, you can kill that, JC. So let's talk about the ones you guys actually use. I will start. I use Synthesia to create videos with myself without actually doing them. I'm just putting in the script. It's
Yeah.
recreating me. I use obviously ChatGPT. I use Meta AI for images and short clips. Matter of fact, I put together a 2-minute video using 6 seconds videos.
Damn.
That was tedious as all could be. What else do I use AI wise?
What's that video one?
oh, hey Jen,
Hey, Jen.
HeyGen. Okay, I
Hey,
use
Jen.
Opus instead
yeah.
for the clips and
Yep.
whatnot. You guys' turn. What do you use AI for?
I just use it to simplify my tasks.
Okay.
I don't really use it a whole lot. So for me, I'll use it for guidelines is primarily what I lean on it for, just because, and the tip you gave was freaking phenomenal. Like asking it to provide the actual link to the
Oh,
guides.
yeah.
Like that
You're welcome.
Like, yes, thank you very much.
I'm here for all of it.
Because now I don't have to go back and cross-reference. I
Correct.
can literally do that. And if I need to cross-reference, I know exactly where in the guides
That's
to go
right.
just to go triple check it, just in case I need that layer. But I ask it most of my complex questions before I go lean on my colleagues now. Because before I had, I'd call you,
Yeah.
I'd call my broker, I'd call a buddy of mine that I used to work with. Like, I've got about 6 trusted individuals in the industry where I can say, hey, I know I can at least spitball this with them, and we'll find the answer together if they don't already know the answer. And if they know the answer, they'll tell me where to find it, and then I can go and look for it. And it's kind of like my Dewey Decimal System.
Yeah.
But now I just go to Grok. I ask Grok to do that. Content ideas is really the big one. So I try to gear my content a little bit away from hey, I do mortgages and only mortgage related information. In fact, I try to kind of stay away from mortgage information and show more of my personal side.
Yes.
And so like something that does it for me is like facts and tidbits, like just weird, like things that are just kind of uncommon, or, like you can't carry wire clippers in the state of Austin concealed. You can have them.
Whoa.
You can
Okay.
have
That's
them
a
on your
fun
belt
fact.
loop, but you
That's a
cannot
fun
carry
fact.
them concealed. If you get caught with wire clippers in your pocket in Austin, you can get charged
But
with
only
a crime.
wire clipper.
Well, it had to do with.
Hold on. Wait.
your fierce debate.
You're still
Wait.
getting
Yes. You can,
Wonder why he is Googling that kind of stuff.
Right.
Let's figure that out.
How do you-
Listen, I want to make sure that if I'm
It was
concealed
YouTube.
carrying anything, I'm doing it properly.
That's awesome.
No, it was just, but that was one of the prompt that I asked was like, hey, tell me 5 interesting, really obscure, off the wall, outdated
There you
facts
go.
about the state of Texas and their laws.
Yeah.
And so one of them that came up, and it came from back in like the 20s, there was like a big land dispute. And so cattle farmers were putting up fences, and people would go and they would cut the fences down. And so if you were caught with wire clippers and you were trying to hide them, they just
Straight
presumed
to
that you
jail.
were going out vandalizing fences and everything. To this day, they still haven't changed that law. So if you get caught in Austin, I mean, it probably wouldn't happen, but I kind of want to try it out. Like, just go like carry some wire clippers and like go up to a cop and just be like, "What's up, bro?"
And do
What's up?"
you
I'm
see
gonna run
why,
for state
ladies and
representative
gentlemen, why
that one.
perspective matters? And the what's it called? The scenario, the
Context.
context. Thank you. Context matters.
Context is very important.
So how about you guys? What AI tools are you using that are helping your business? And in what ways are you using it?
Yeah, I mean, so I like Grok, ChatGPT, brand new to this Hey Gen thing, like that. The edits a video what would take 6 to 7 hours, 6, 7. What could take.
I don't even.
My kids are gonna lose their
Just ask AI
freaking
about it.
mind when they
That's
see
it.
that.
I have
No,
no
what could
desire.
take
my
like
daughter's
8
gonna lose
hours,
it when she
7
sees that.
hours of video editing.
Yeah.
I mean, it knocks it out in 20 minutes, then makes the reels for
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Hey Gen's unreal, like $30 a month.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. I know we talked about Opus AI.
Yeah.
I want to explore that. Same thing. Same
No, if
idea.
it's the same thing, then
Yeah.
use that one.
Yeah.
Use guys,
Whatever's-
and here's a pro tip. You are going to, for the next probably year, be swapping back and forth AI tools, AI apps that most or many do the same thing. That doesn't mean go and try them all or you have to use them all. Find the one that works for you and use it to its fullest potential, because they pretty much all have the same nuanced value proposition in different ways, different platform. But when AI launched, everybody jumped on the easy wagons first to create their tools and gave them to us. And just like the sheep that we are, we go, thank you so much. Yeah, on to the next.
Wow, I don't
you
know
know?
about y'all. I'm not a sheep, but
Yeah.
So now we are on to you, ma'am. What are you using AI for right now?
nothing.
Not at all. You
Nope.
don't use ChatGPT.
Nope.
You don't say, "Hey Siri."
No, I don't even have Siri activated on my phone.
I actually believe that.
Yeah.
I do, because
I-
anytime you text her do not disturb is on.
Yeah.
Like she can see them.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah.
yeah.
No,
I'll
I mean-
reply on my time.
I use Canva, but I
Okay.
don't really use their AI features just because, which it's something new that JB Goodwin has done for us, is we all get a Canva suite now. They've partnered with Canva out of Austin, because Canva's headquarters is in Austin. So I haven't played with it yet. I would be interested in playing with it. I
Mhm.
would be interested in the Hey Gen thing. Other than that, no, I don't use it.
Well, you definitely have to record some content first to do the
No, we
Hagen
don't.
thing. I'm just saying it.
Allegedly.
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 Well, and I'll tell you, like there are aspects to every platform that I am incredibly uncomfortable with. Like on Hagen, they can actually like digitize you.
Absolutely
right?
not.
And there's a whole
Nope.
whole process to it. There are a lot of, I would say top producers in the business that are doing this because they can upload it into their CRM, and then they literally say, hey, make a video that goes out to Mark, Matt, Bree, and say these things, and you'll get a text message, and it will look like me, it will sound like me, it'll have my inflections, my sarcastic facial features, all that stuff, and that freaks me out. So hard
Yeah,
pass.
that's creepy.
Absolutely.
But most of it, again, like how we're using it today on our side, is really like, I love it because it's like also like a professional coach.
right.
So I'll type up like, hey, like I have a lot on my plate that I got to get done today.
Yep.
Here's what I need to get done. Help me plan my day out. Like when my brain is just dead, I've had to dad too much in the morning or
Yeah.
whatever
Yep.
happened. It's been great for that as a professional coach. It'll help triage your time,
Absolutely.
put your income producing things first or whatever. It will learn you.
That's
So
correct.
you'll tell it, whatever the most important thing for you to do today. And it just kind of helps time block it for you, which I think is amazing.
I agree.
Yeah.
And I think that there are plenty of, so when it comes to AI in my brain, I think of you've got your open AI to where
Yeah.
you're asking it questions,
Yeah.
more of a upgraded Google that can
Mhm.
provide you with output,
Right.
actual PDFs, PNGs, files that you can then utilize. But then you've got the other sector of AI to where it's already built and it stays within the parameters of whatever that home search, home evaluation tools, that kind of stuff. And when it comes to those things, I think that folks don't understand the complexity that they could take, and to the extent that they could take, like the tools you're talking about, just ChatGPT in itself, what you can actually ask it or teach it to do so
Right.
that it can simplify all of the tasks that
Oh, yeah.
you do. One of the things that I personally exercise is constantly figuring out how to automate or delegate things.
That's right.
And I utilize the focus funnel in which you take it through, and anything that you do, you take it through the funnel, and essentially you've got your things that you can automate, things that you can delegate, things that you can eliminate, and then you have to do the rest. But I'm constantly taking that through this so that it can help. Hey, you don't have to be the one doing that. Have you considered this? And this is how you can go about it, etc. But I wanted to show a complex kind of scenario real quick. So on with LoanBot, we hit a wall at a certain point to where it was like, okay, how the heck do we start collecting payment from subscribers? Like, we don't know. So we started asking ChatGPT. It already knows the system that it was built off of. And I'm just going to scroll through this so that you guys can see the complexity of how deep this actually goes. Since we are a mortgage app, we've been denied by Stripe, Lemon Squeezy, because they don't work with real estate or mortgage companies. But we are a SaaS company, give me alternatives. It thought for 40 seconds, and then it brought me a totally different game plan of how to get that embedded. And we're talking about all the way to the point that it's giving me the code
Wow.
that I just copy and paste to place into what I'm trying to accomplish. And that was accomplished. I mean, we now have the ability to go here, boom, boom, go to pricing. There's your plan, boom, and they can pay.
Wow.
It's like, holy cow. But I didn't know how to do any of that stuff. Like,
Right.
I'm a mortgage guy.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
So just as an example of, it'll go as far as you want it to go within the parameters. So now I want to flip the script and talk about the ugly piece of AI. And I think that's what the folks came here to hear is the dark side. You ever seen the backside of the moon? Me neither.
Nope.
So
Not
same
yet.
concept with AI. We did not yet is we haven't seen.
We just got to get there first. That's
We
all.
can all kind of imagine a world where AI takes over. Why? Because Hollywood's been making a killing on it for many years.
Yeah. Yeah, they have.
That's what it looks like,
Yeah.
right? And if it doesn't, we all believe that's what it looks like.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that being said, what about AI? Let's start with the replacement of jobs, replacement of certain reshaping complete different industries, but I want to kind of keep it to real estate and mortgage. So who wants to start? Well, a proponent. How about you, Brianna? Come on. Who's getting laid off because of AI and replacing AI?
Transaction coordinators, like you mentioned before, your underwriters. I mean, you're going to lose a lot of agents because they're going to goes back to laziness, and people are going to wake up to it. I personally believe that, yes, a lot of people love the new technology, but also there are a lot of people waking up and going back to old school stuff lately because they've been too overstimulated with the new technology and they want the old school stuff. And to me, the AI is just, it feels disingenuous.
And I want to push back just a tiny bit, and it's not even really a pushback. Your comment about people going back to the old school, I actually disagree. I say that they're going back to old school tasks or old school needle moving activities, so to speak, not old school tools, old school ways.
Correct.
Why? Because I've never walked into the Apple store and said, "Give me that 2020 version
brick
of this
phone."
thing."
Yeah. No, and I don't mean
iPhone 6.
there was probably a better way to describe that,
want it.
but they want more human interaction. I've noticed that a lot lately.
Okay.
I get a lot of clients that rather than texting me anymore, they pick up the phone and call.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that's just because we've been so overloaded with technology lately that people feel overwhelmed, or maybe they're lacking just the human interaction. I don't know. I mean, I know that's how I work, face to face. I just
Right.
work better. It's one of the reasons I've fought AI so hard is because I don't want it automated. I don't want a robot out here selling me a house in 20 years
Mhm.
because that's just going to tick me off.
But what if it's cheaper?
Don't care.
Okay, I get it. I get it.
You pay for what you get, or you get what you pay for.
Mhm.
I full-heartedly believe that okay, the robot cost me $5,000, but an agent's going to cost you $7,500. Guess what? You're not going to get that personalized. A robot doesn't have a brain. You can teach it a lot of stuff. You can't teach it sympathy, compassion, things like that. So
Yeah. To be a person.
yeah,
You could teach it how to mimic that, though.
Yes, you can.
You could. It could pick up on emotional cues, on cursors. I mean, depending on the type of device you're feeding the data into, it could
Yeah.
read your eyes. It could pick up on your heart rate. That's what scares me about AI is, so many people have these watches strapped on their wrist that take biometric
Oh,
data.
yeah.
The phone, it's not just scanning your face.
Yeah.
If you close your eyes and you try to unlock your iPhone, it ain't opening.
Yeah.
Like it is looking at your eyes. And so our eyes, when we get a hit of dopamine, our eyes will dilate. There are cursory body language things that these machines could be taught to perceive and analyze. And I mean, I think it would be foolish to think that they haven't already cracked the code to that algorithm.
So
There's a reason why,
when chat tells me that it loves me, it's not real.
I mean,
There's a couple of places I can tell you that
I
that
love you,
statement's
Mark,
not real.
and that is real. Okay.
Yes.
Like you can't break that.
No,
Machine can't make something like that.
No.
But it could get to the point, because I mean, I have spent a considerable amount of time just testing it to see what type of responses I'll get, how to most effectively get what I'm looking to get out of it. I use AI as like a tool to build something imperfect for me. And then, because I work like a reverse engineer, I
Okay.
can't build something for shit. Like
Yeah.
I suck at building things just because I lack the vision of here's
What
what the
proponents go
floor
into
looks
it.
like.
Yeah.
Here's what the beams need to look like. Here's the dimensions of the room. Like that's not where I'm good. But you show me a floor plan and I'm like, okay, here's where you made a mistake. We need to accommodate for this. Like I can dissect something and perfect it. And so that's what I use it for, is to build me something imperfect that
Right.
has a idea of what I'm trying to accomplish. And then I go in there, I'm like, okay, that's a great idea. Let's expand on this. That's a horrible idea. Let's cut that out.
Yeah, it has a roadmap.
And so you kind of teach the AI how to respond to you. And over time, I can go into Grok now and literally it will like the way that it's picked up on my vocabulary is kind of terrifying. And
Is it
talks
though?
like me.
And
Yes,
I
it
think-
is because it's mimicking me. And so what it's being trained how to mimic human beings.
Yeah.
And again, I could see a million practical applications.
But in
for
many
it.
cases, one would say that a computer will say it's better or smarter than a human being. So is it really trying to be like us, or is it just mimicking, like you were saying?
It's not better or smarter than a
Right.
human being because it's limited to the most brilliant mind that programs it.
Yeah.
Like it's literally limited
agree
by
with that.
the most brilliant mind in the world. So it has not developed that capacity yet. Now, that's not to say that a machine that can parse information that quickly, especially like quantum machines, that's where it gets really scary because data storage becomes a big problem when you're looking at tech, AI especially, because there's so much data. Where are you going to keep it all? And so if you compress it down.
Let's break that down. Before we had computers, we would keep data on paper.
That's right.
And before we had on paper, we would keep data in here.
Mhm.
And it was passed on through stories
Yeah.
and
Oral history,
songs.
correct.
Tablets,
Tablets,
Yeah.
that's right.
carvings in stone.
You got it. So as we're progressing, I don't think the human mind was ever intended to remember long-term situations, things, unless it was significant in your life, that even still you have to kind of dig in there to find every once in a while. That's why they always say different perspectives will literally of the same exact event, looking at the same thing will be different from different people. We can't really rely on our mind. I've always used the saying or the phrase that your mind is not for remembering, it's for solving problems. Write it down. I would always say, write it down. And I'd have tons of these. Like every month I'd have like 5 of them filled up or not because I'm writing in different ones, scattered. So the idea of AI computing in general, it's where our data is since it flipped from writing down to now data in storage, junk drive, hard drive, external, internal,
Now
cloud.
cloud.
That is our memory.
The cloud's where it gets scary, though, man.
What?
You're taking all the information that we know that it's gathering,
Yeah.
plus the information that I think is arguably feasible that it is capable of gathering.
Sure. You're adding another leg to it, which is you're already able to remember, you're already able to store. Now I want you
Why not
to
analyze? Why not
predict,
exactly? And
build.
then if you start looking into the more nefarious nature of these types of tools,
We're going to get
it's
to
like
the nefarious at the end.
I thought we were talking about
Not
that
yet.
already.
No, we're talking about who. Okay, let's get back to
because
the
that is
prompt.
dark.
The prompt itself is who's going to lose their job.
A lot of people.
Let's talk about them.
I mean, just in our industry, underwriters.
Yep.
You'll keep the senior underwriters, the ones that have, really mastered the subject matter. You'll keep your head processing lead who will manage a bunch of AI processors. You'll have your loan officers, obviously, because, we are the people element that help keep things under control. A computer's not going to be able to keep you calm when you're 2 days away from closing and a problem's popped up. But conversely, how often would we see ourselves in a 2 days before closing problems popping up with a supercomputer that can parse through information, on day one and have a fully underwritten file, basically? Or at least a fully prepared list of conditions that have already considered all of the potential things that it could discover when documentation is provided. I mean, think about how many times, buyers are liars. I'm sorry, man. I live
correct.
by that.
Yeah,
I
you're
insist
exactly right.
on it. Like someone tells me something, my first inclination is to not believe it.
Yeah, and
And
guys,
it's not that
just
I'm distrusting. It's
there
just
you go.
like I have seen too many circumstances that have exploded
yeah,
because somebody didn't even mean to lie.
That's-
They just
yeah.
mischaracterized
Fudged or
information,
white lie or yeah.
or they were like, "Oh well, they probably won't find out
Well,
about it."
the thing is
And
they
it's
don't
like,
understand why we're asking it and
Correct.
what we're doing with that information. So again, the context of it makes all the sense in the world, but they don't have the context that we do.
Yep.
So we can explain that context in those instances, but they're still not going to get it.
But
So-
that's where we become really kind of necessary
Yeah.
because, again, while a computer can explain that to you, it can't manage the emotions yet. It can't manage the concerns, the fears, a lot of times, and I hate this about our industry, man. Sometimes they just need someone to yell at.
You're
and-
exactly
and-
right.
and-
You're
and
exactly right.
They need
I
that
have
punching
learned.
bag.
I have
Person.
learned that
Yeah.
I am strong enough to take those hits. It doesn't phase me. Like I can hear it. I can listen to it. Someone can berate me for 30 minutes, and I can be like, okay, thank you for sharing that information with me. That was very valuable, and I appreciate your perspectives.
Now here's the solution.
My goal is
right.
to get you to the finish line. And while I can understand all of your concerns that you're presenting right now, here's what we need to do to move this forward.
Mhm.
Thank you for sharing that with me. That means a lot to me. And if a computer tells me that, I'm like, I want to smash my freaking computer. Like,
Yeah.
I want to grab your laptop and throw it, just thinking about a computer trying to trying to make me feel better about
Right.
something that's not going right. Like I would get irritated and I'd feel like the company didn't care about my business because they were willing to kind of just pass me off to a computer.
Well, and
I'm not important enough
No,
for you
I
to
get it. I get it.
to
But
worry
the
about
other
my experience.
the other side of that coin, and I'm always going to be able to play
course.
devil's advocate with this, is the other side of the coin are the massive amount of people that actually don't want to have that human interaction, that don't want to speak to a person.
Well, then they're going to get what they pay for.
yeah,
That's right.
That's true.
Right?
That is true.
They're going to get what they pay
That is
for,
true.
nothing more, nothing less. But the younger generations are being conditioned for that.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to work at Lifetime Fitness and they would teach the 10-foot rule. You look at somebody, if you are within 10 feet of them, you make eye contact with them. Within 5 feet of them, you greet them, you say hello, and you smile at them. That was always a thing that was like drilled into our heads.
That's
It's like,
the 10-foot rule. I thought it
yeah,
was.
you
I'm not
make eye
touching that
contact.
with a 10-foot pole.
Well,
Yeah.
that's what it
I
is
thought that
now.
was
Walk
terrorist
into any
distance.
business. Walk into any business now, and they will get pissed off at you if you walk up to the counter and want to place your order at McDonald's, for example. Like I have seen them get pissed off.
yeah, they want
I
you
just
to
thought-
when I go and
kiosk.
place
I just
my
thought it was
order, they want
Texas
me at the
common
kiosk.
courtesy.
No,
Texas courtesy.
they want me at the kiosk. They don't want to talk to me. They don't want to interact with me. If
Yeah.
they have to give me condiments or napkins or something like that, it's like eye rolls. And I'm like, I want to reach around the counter and rip them over here and like
Yeah,
just
you're getting-
shake them
you're
and just
getting
be like,
paid.
what the hell is wrong with you? Like I am your customer. Like if you make me mad, I will stop coming here.
Yeah.
And you're making me mad.
I will
And they
throw
don't
my
care.
food at
They don't
you.
care. But it's a cultural shift, you know? Like when I was growing up, I was always taught be the best at what you do, overdress for what you're trying to accomplish. If you want to level up in your career, start behaving like your boss. Start taking on the responsibilities that you can take on, that your boss takes on, so that you can demonstrate your capacity to take on this role. Always lead with the best. Always treat people with respect. Always treat them with kindness. And as a natural born salesperson, I always recognized if I don't make the consumer feel valued and I don't show them that I actually do value them, they'll smell it on me like stink on shit. They will read right through you. If you hit someone with the "how's the weather today?" they're like, dude,
I don't give a
I
shit
don't
about
give
the
a
weather.
shit about the
Couldn't
weather.
care
But
less.
but if you ask me about something personal about me, all of a sudden I light up. Like,
Yep.
you notice something about me, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
That
Well, let's
fosters
And
that
that
sales
goes back
environment.
to what I was saying is that they want that human connection. A robot just can't do that. I'm sorry.
and we'll get a chance to prove this right or wrong based on data. But before that, I want to hear from you, Tommy, and then I want to throw a reference
Yeah.
up. But what jobs do you foresee being lost with this?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've already touched on the few
Any that they missed? Yeah.
Right. So I think when we're really looking at jobs to be replaced on the builder side, I need builders to build. I need area construction managers to manage that. I need senior leaders to make sure we're all aligned with corporate. We're not going anywhere. Sales team as well. I fully agree with what we're talking about here. Is things go wrong every deal, no matter how clean the file is and all that. Like I'm going to have a sales team. People want to buy from people, especially when you're spending what's the last average sales price in San Antonio? $345. Yeah, $345,000 investment. I'm talking to somebody.
Sure.
You know, I also believe that there's a pendulum, right? Like we were a pendulum, like as a society where we wanted to have our paper, we wanted to have all that, and now we're getting a pendulum to go the other way, where we're seeking automation, right?
Yes.
Where I'm really concerned, and it's not for like our team at Meritage, but or any builder. I mean, government employees for sure. Like we've had this conversation
Bloat.
before. Yeah.
Bloat.
I mean, I see like what our starts team
Redundant.
has to do. Yeah,
we need
there's
more Elon,
yeah,
more Doge.
Well,
Please.
and that's the thing, right? Like when our starts team puts up start packages to the city of San Antonio or whatever municipality it is,
right.
a computer can 100% just review, make sure everything's in order. You have a PE sign, everything's legit. You own the property. That's probably done in 30 seconds and it kicks back.
And I think what's
you see
most
a lot of that.
assuring, or I don't even know, is it sad? It's accurate.
Yeah.
It's more accurate than
Yeah.
a human being. I
Yeah.
mean, the idea of, and I don't know if I've touched on this before, but the idea of autonomous vehicles, okay? This is not far-fetched because it's already taken place. If we released nothing but autonomous vehicles, meaning if everybody traded in their vehicle today in the United States and got back their version of cool autonomous vehicle, it would reduce the amount of road deaths substantially. Like
Right.
It would
very
reduce traffic. It would you
all
could
of
automate
the
a lot.
all of the
Like,
things. But the idea of how many traffic offings are there? I don't want to get the
Road
video
rage.
cut. No, the video cut because of the D word or whatever.
Yeah.
It would reduce that substantially, probably to like 0. Okay. But let one person be ended by AI, and nope, it's the worst thing ever.
Right. Right.
Is that not like a weird mindset? But yet we just saved thousands and
Yeah.
there's only one.
Yeah. We saved 175,000
Ye-
lives, and I'm really concerned about the one.
One.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's that fault.
No,
but in
correct.
all the others, it's literally a
Saving.
human error.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But I just wanted to kind of shed that. JC, if you could throw up on the screen, because we've each kind of ran through what jobs in our industry could go away. And I asked chat to separate a list of potential roles that would be replaced or at high risk between real estate and mortgage. And we have the following. We've got high risk transaction coordinators. This is on the real estate side. You mentioned that, Bree. Inside sales assistant or inside sales agent, lead qualification, cold call, first touch script being replaced by AI voice and bots. And I kind of to your point, I think more people than you think or believe don't want to have interaction than we think. That's all I'm saying.
I think at the initial touch point,
Mhm.
right? Like chat bots, I think they're awesome.
Yep.
To warm a lead up.
Sure.
Right.
Yes.
So I think that
Most definitely.
yeah.
or to gather basic information, you know,
that's
like
it.
to take
Absolutely.
out the rudimentary parts of a task so that you can
Correct.
get to the specialist in a more
That's it.
prompt manner.
Absolutely. Yes.
So you think I'm like so
no, I'm right there
anti-AI?
with you.
I'm
right
not.
there with no.
We're just
I know
anti-
I know more
Yes.
than all of you.
Well,
Okay, we got marketing assistant.
Yep.
We've got data entry. That's what you're talking about. Your listing input specialists.
Yep.
Property research or market analysis. That's huge. I mean, sites are already using that form right now to
Mhm.
give you the data like that.
That's right.
Moderate risk is the real estate agent itself, but they are specifically talking about low producers. AI won't replace agents, but agents who rely only on MLS access or basic tasks will struggle. Meaning, if you don't incorporate AI into your business, you may be left behind. Showing assistance, brokerage, admin staff, that's all the back
Showing
end.
assistance one is interesting
What's that one about?
because no offense, but most owners, they want another agent they're representing.
Mhm.
Because if you let somebody into your house that you don't, just a random buyer and say, hey, here you go, here's the code, go in.
Yeah, just take
But-
your phone around
but
and
then-
tell you
Yeah.
all about my home that
And
has
then
all of my
devil's
stuff in it.
advocate.
Yeah.
Devil's advocate. Who has cameras in and out of their home?
Fuck no.
Nope.
God.
I do not.
That is
Isn't
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
funny?
That makes
Oh, yeah.
me sick to my
Yeah,
stomach.
no.
The thought of
Outside.
having a camera inside of my home, especially a
Yeah.
web-based camera.
Wow.
A
Okay.
web-based camera.
I'm
Mark.
like, hey,
I do
watch
have
me. Just make sure
one.
nothing happens.
Yeah.
I have
What's to
one,
stop
but
someone
it's the
motivated
doggy.
from looking through your camera?
Yeah.
Like you are literally hooking up something that can be tapped into your home.
I think
Inside
for
of
me,
your home, man, your most
Well,
private, your domicile,
for
where
me,
you live, where you lay your head.
it's faith in humanity.
Woo.
And number two, I'm a bit of a no.
Yikes.
What is that?
That is dangerous.
I'm a bit of a voyeur. Sorry. Look on, baby.
Hey, look,
Just
that's
kidding.
what open windows are for, man. Not a fucking camera in your house.
That's awesome.
Oh.
Would you like my IP?
I mean,
Address.
that's pretty easy to find.
192.162. No.
Okay, throw that back
I mean,
up there.
you
Okay,
can
so
send it to
now
me, though.
on the mortgage. I love you. That's awesome.
Just give me access, dude.
Right? What's the password? Okay, so on the mortgage side, those that are at high risk, the first one is going to be your loan processor, traditional documentation collection, verification, checklist driven underwriting, AI, and rapidly automating this. AI is rapidly, and we know that we're using it. Many companies have tasked a team to build them an internal ChatGPT version. Okay, so your disclosure
All
desk.
of my lenders have it, by the way. I work with 300-400 different lenders, and every single one of them has their own proprietary AI tool.
Yep.
And I love it because the wholesale side of the world used to be really hard. You used to have
guidelines
to
hard to
really
find,
go
dig in.
through a
Yep.
lot of information. Not only that, but just access to the different lenders. How
Correct.
before their portals, like a lot of times you had to mail them stuff, and it was. And now it's like
It's all there.
Like I literally export a 3.4
Yep.
and AI goes through and it tells me, here's all the fields that you missed. And I look back at like Encompass back in 2012, like, God, just thinking about 2012
Yeah.
Encompass, just really like,
It's been that
But-
long.
well, I started in 10 and you
Yeah.
were 11, right?
I started in 12.
Okay. So
Right,
then
12,
and with who you were working with, you probably had
No, we
Encompass.
didn't. We actually had
Really?
our own internal called IHM, in-house mortgage, and it was
Did
the
you ever
company's
use
own.
Encompass?
We switched over to Encompass.
Ugh.
It was a big ordeal. It was a big deal. But Encompass charges a lot. It's
Well,
expensive.
but it's because their compliance is like next level, like
Correct.
protective towards the broker. And so
Yeah.
it makes sense why it would do it. But I remember I used to get so pissed off because back in like those days, you would literally input data into screen 1 and it would not fill in on screen 4. So you'd have to catch it that you missed it on screen 4. And you missed something on a disclosure that can
Oh,
cost
yeah.
you
Cost
thousands
you
and
quite a
thousands and
bit.
thousands of dollars.
So as we continue on this, we've got junior underwriters, and we talked about that.
Mhm.
Post-closing and QC reviews. That's literally AI reviewing it.
Yep.
And like we said, even more accurate. Call center intake agents, and then the ones that have moderate risk is going to be your loan officers, low producers, mortgage assistants or LOAs. Underwriters, senior, as you mentioned, the ones that are the decision makers that can actually not just read what's on a file, but more so in depth on what's actually happening.
Well, you need someone to put their signature on it too.
Yeah. So that being said, guys, I mean let's wrap this
Mhm.
up with like a final thoughts of the worst case scenario and the best case scenario from each of you. And we're going to start with Matt, but keep it short.
Worst case or best case, I think that it will revolutionize a lot of things. It will teach us some new tricks and shine some uncomfortable lights on areas that I don't want to call it unnecessary because that seems so callous to talk about somebody's work and somebody's life like that. But the reality is like I delegate tasks that, God, how do I say it without pissing people off? I delegate the
Just do
things that don't require intelligence, that don't require specialization, that don't require any particular skill set. It just requires
Low
doing it.
IQ.
It's just basic tasks, and I've always been willing to pay for that because that takes it off of my plate. I can focus more on my money making tasks. It's no different than the analogy of like, if it costs you $50 to cut your grass
Mhm.
by somebody else and you make $100 an hour, why would you give away $50 to do that yourself unless you're someone like me that likes cutting their grass?
Yeah.
I don't care
Therapeutic,
how much
yeah.
money it saves me.
Therapeutic.
My grass is my mecca. Like
That's
I
right.
love my grass.
That's right.
But there's a lot of things like for example, so my assistant, bless his heart, got like this freaking job offer he couldn't refuse about 2 months ago. And when he sat down and told me about it, I was like, oh no, I gotta work again. Like, because it had gotten to the point, the way that we had everything structured was he was the one that facilitated and I handled emergencies. I handled
Correct.
the inbound, I made sure that everyone had food on their plate.
Right.
but I didn't do the dishes. I didn't prepare the plates. I just made sure that the meal was cooked perfectly, that all the ingredients were always available in the kitchen, and that there was an abundance of that. Since he left, though, I have been able to replace about 80% of the things that he does.
Yeah.
And so that's
Scary.
Well, it's not. I mean, it's innovation, man. You know,
Yeah.
the wheel changed things, like the computer changed things. Every technology disrupts something. Like we talked about last time, Redbox and Blockbuster.
Yeah.
You know, and I miss Blockbuster. That was like
Yeah.
one of the most fun things
was
to
the
do on a
best
Friday
thing
night.
to
Just
do.
like
It was cool.
go get
It
some
was cool.
snacks, go
Yeah.
get 2 DVDs or
Yeah.
VHS
That's right.
back in the
Yeah.
day. Maybe rent some Nintendo games.
Red
you know,
Vines,
but
whole 9 yards.
it got to a point to where people wanted that more. You know, I remember LimeWire and
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God, I almost ruined my
what the other
parents'
one was. Oh yeah,
computer.
no, I've destroyed some computers with LimeWire.
I've destroyed like 4 computers with LimeWire for sure.
But
That's awesome.
that is just going to come with the territory.
Correct.
My only fear with that is that it's going to happen rapidly. It's the same as I have the fear of like if interest rates were to drop too quickly, it's going to completely be a bad thing for
Yeah.
us. Like everyone's like, oh, I can't wait for rates to come down. It's like, yeah, but I don't want to see them go from like 6
Low
to
and
4
steady.
overnight
Yeah.
because we're going to have big problems if that happens. And so I just see that once the AI is like really dialed in, it's going to just go like that. And it's not going to be quick. Or not going to be slow. It's going to be it's matter of fact. It's too expensive to keep you on board. This is a more affordable solution. I even said it when I was 17 flipping burgers at McDonald's. All they would need to do is get the robot technology to where it could facilitate turning
flip.
like this. You could program it to squirt. You could program a bun to slide down a rail or whatever it is.
Yeah.
The only thing at the time that I couldn't conceptualize was you would still need someone to take the frozen patties and load them into the machine that loads it up. But now
We call that a kitchen
I go
manager.
to Taipei
Truly.
and the
Job
little
security.
robot kitty brings the food out to me now, and all you'd have
Yeah.
to do is develop some arms that can move in the right way, and
There you
it
go.
could reload it. And so, again, at that point, you would minimalize the staff requirements down to 2 or 3 people: someone to unlock the doors, someone to show up and make sure that the orders are received, someone to sign off. You know, but so many things could be automated so quickly that the only thing slowing that down is the financial capital to make it happen.
Yeah. That makes
And
sense.
that will serve as a guardrail, I believe. But what do people produce today? Like, think about it. Like, we used to produce stuff. And
Yeah.
I look at what I produce. Like, I like to do stuff with my hands at home. I garden. I build little wooden stuff, you know, like little things. But outside of that, like, I get paid good money to produce a experience, to produce a connection to a required item, which is money. Nothing more, nothing less.
Well, let's find out what you guys think. Let's see
Yeah,
here.
I'll take this one.
Please.
So, best case scenario, right?
Yeah.
That's the kind of the way I look at the world, right? Glass half full all time. I think we have the ability to use AI to make us far more efficient.
Mhm.
And it makes all of us, like the people at this table today, the folks that are watching, their give a damn is really high
Yeah.
to be an expert in their field. And it doesn't even have to be finance, real estate, building. Like, it can just be whatever your career is, law or whatever. It has the ability to make those who care to be that much better while still having a foundation of the knowledge of the field that you're in,
Right.
right? Number one. So I think it gets rid of low producers. I don't like low producers whatsoever. They create chaos in our market space for, general real estate, lending, building. They're I call them bad actors.
Pain in my
Buy.
ass.
Yeah.
Go get another job. I'm very comfortable in saying
It's
that.
time. Yeah.
It's time, because these families that are working with us to secure a home deserve the absolute best. So best case scenario, it makes those who care far better, far more efficient, frees up our time to handle the firefighting that comes with the industry.
Yeah.
And I think that is a huge service to our clients, our realtor partners, our lenders, like everyone that we could do business with,
Yeah.
everyone that we touch. It makes us better. And I love that. The absolute worst case scenario, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, is that we run out of energy, right? These data centers that it takes to run AI,
Yeah.
it's crazy on
Absolutely.
how it just takes gigawatts of energy every month to run these things. That's what it keeps me up at night for anything cloud service, AI, their energy consumption off our grid is ridiculous.
And that's something that
No
is
one's-
not brought up,
no.
not talked about, not
Nobody's
mentioned.
talking.
You are exactly on the money.
And that freaks me out. Everyone was here in 2021 when we lost energy in Texas.
goodness, yes.
When it got cold and
Yeah.
it snowed a little bit. We lost energy. Some places lost it for 2 weeks,
Yep.
right? We haven't fixed that yet.
Yeah.
But like we have to but again, I'm a positive person. Let's just go ahead and build some nuclear reactors and it's fine. Let's make some nuclear energy.
Amen.
I want some
Bring
good
back
clean
nuclear
energy.
energy for
And that
real.
would handle it. And like I said, that's the only thing until we really have the true conversation about the energy pool that AI takes. Our brain operates off of 20 watts and our
Yeah.
brain is ridiculously
Yeah.
powerful.
Absolutely.
We got to make these machines far more efficient with the energy.
More
pool.
efficient.
That freaks
I like
me
that.
out
Yeah.
because I don't like nuclear winters.
Yeah.
And I don't like not having power. I need heat and AC.
That's right.
So
That's right.
I'm a modern day kind of guy.
Me
But
too,
yeah,
brother.
That's
yes.
it. That's what I got.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Bree, what are your thoughts? Best case, worst case?
So I guess best case, especially from my perspective, is it
I start
forces-
using it. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, honestly, it forces me to be a little bit more active on social media because that's my biggest downfall in my business is I don't love social media. I know I need to. I've looked into some of the tools that have been mentioned, so I'm open to the idea of it. It helps me connect, maybe more with more clients that I wasn't able to reach before. Worst case, it's used as a weapon. I fully believe that it will be used as a weapon against us one day. And this, I'm not like you. I'm more of a pessimist. I am
It's okay.
fully believe that the government is going to get us with it one day, and they're already watching us. And I mean, case in point, I promise you, when I'm done here, I'm gonna go open my phone, and it's been listening the
Oh,
whole
yeah.
time.
Oh yeah.
And
Let's compare because mine is in his office charging. So let's see. Let's do a little comparison. Because I was talking about my dog that's going downhill
Yeah.
and yesterday, and I was outside. I only had my old iPhone that's only connected to Wi-Fi. It's
Right.
just a music player on my porch. I was outside talking about it, and I came back inside to get my phone that was on the charger. And the first thing that happened was it was a mobile pet clinic for euthanizing
Oh,
my
wow.
dog.
oh,
And I was talking around my old. This was like a iPhone 12, like
Yeah.
that I just have for a music player. It still picked that
Yeah.
up.
Well, for me, guys,
Yeah.
and JC, what are we at on time? 1:30, 1 something? Oh, that's it?
Oh,
Yeah.
we're doing great.
Oh, wow.
We behaved ourselves.
Okay.
Shame on us.
Well, then, I mean, if you guys have time, we've got one more. I guess we could probably squeeze in another topic. And the idea of the topic is prompted by what you're talking about here.
stop listening to me.
Seriously.
Let's see here. No, you know what? You guys, free for all. That's not even a topic worth having. Yeah. What?
Well,
what-
let's talk about the potential weaponization of it. Like, let's
Yeah,
explore
no,
that.
I
I know
mean-
that you're more
Okay.
aligned away from that, and you have the faith in humanity, which is great. That's like a phenomenal characteristic to have. The reality, though, is that like I only have faith in God. I don't
Yeah.
have faith in humanity because humanity is inherently wicked. Humanity is not the metric.
we were born sinners.
Yeah, of course. I
Yep.
mean, ever since the initial sin in the garden,
That's right.
we were doomed. And so I look at this as it has all of this capacity to learn me. Not only can it learn how I behave, how I shop, how I move through the world, but it can learn my neural patterns. It can learn my biometrics. It can
Yeah.
figure out how to inspire me, how to break me down. It can figure out those things. And in the last conversation we had, we talked about MK Ultra.
Yeah.
And the fundamental philosophy that they discovered was that if you traumatize the human brain enough that you can reprogram it and you
Right.
can seed new ideas and you can actually cull behavior from traumatic responses. And so they started with psychedelics, they started
Correct.
with torture, they started with a lot of physical inputs. And what they learned along the way was that if you emotionally traumatize somebody versus physical traumatizing of them, they're far more programmable when you emotionally traumatize them, because when you physically do something to somebody, they're more akin to react. It's actually like it's happening to my body. But when you do it to their brain, they don't necessarily realize that. And they say they abandoned MK Ultra.
Well,
Do you believe that?
do you
do you believe that they actually
asked
shut
my
that program
thoughts.
down and they were like, okay, we
No.
learned all we need to know,
I
and
think
now we're done.
here's my thoughts on that. So, number one, and I'll start chronicle backwards. MK Ultra, whether there is or isn't, there's something like it. there's just always going to
DARPA,
be.
it evolved into Facebook.
And here's kind of where I'm taking this is at a certain point, doesn't there have to be, and don't answer back yet. Here, let me lay it out for you. I'll unpack it. And why I say, doesn't there have to be something like that? Same concept with the amount of nefarious people using AI for nefarious things and reasons. I believe, and when I talk about faith in humanity, that there's power in numbers. There is more numbers of those that either don't know about it and aren't using it, and those that are using it in good ways than there are of people that are looking to use it in nefarious ways. In addition, I have to believe that for every MK Ultra, there is a MK minor that's going against that on the other side of things. There's good, there's bad. There is a yin and a yang. I just hope that it stays on the right side long enough for us to learn how to defend against the bad. Does that make sense?
It does.
Because I wouldn't be
theoretical
naive to think
situation.
that it's not there. I'm not going to be naive to think that they're not listening. I'm actually the guy that's like, oh, well, thank you. I'm literally was just talking about that. That's what I need.
And it's a convenience, but my issue is that my retort to what you're saying as far as the balance between good and bad is that the people that are using it for good intentions don't have military equipment at their disposal. They don't have swarm drones. They don't have explosives.
But
they don't
that's,
have,
I think, where you get off on one-sided perspective, or
well, it's because it's a disproportionate power.
no.
So
but
even
what
though
I'm
we
saying
have
is,
the
you're
numbers,
saying that there aren't people that are in high power that are doing good with it. I have to.
I think that the higher up the
Disagree.
power structure that you climb, the less good people you find.
1000%.
And that's evident in every business. For example, like CEOs, for example, like they are inclined to be narcissistic, to be less empathetic or
I think the
sympathetic.
ones that
They
get publicized, I think the ones that we know about, but there are far more people in power than we even know.
well, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That's my point.
And that's
That's
my
the
concern.
problem.
That's
Like
my
that
point.
is the crux of my concern is that there are people that long before this tech was in place had nukes where we only had guns. So there's a disproportionate power. Ultimately, I look at the people with the guns as ants, and I am the human with Andrew. You know, like I am not worried about the ants because I can literally spray you with poison and you're
Okay,
gone.
so let me prompt you guys this. If that is the case, and eventually somebody's going to use this for nefarious reasons, which we know that that's the case, would you not rather be the person that at least knows about it, how to use it, how to possibly defend, or the person that just is totally oblivious to it?
I would,
The person
I would
that's,
go the other
let's
route.
say,
Yeah.
against it and
Like,
unwilling
yes.
to use it. So therefore, when it does actually happen, you have no idea what's going on.
It's always valuable to know your enemy.
That's
Correct.
it.
There you go.
100%.
But
Yeah.
that doesn't mean that you just go along with it. You know, pushback, resistance, like
Sure.
historically throughout time has always been, I think, the key element to preserving that balance of humanity.
La resistance.
Because, well, no, think about it though. Like if everyone was just a pushover, human nature has always been to enslave. Like if you look back at the dawn of time
Correct.
to today, there is still human slavery in place.
Oh, absolutely.
All over the place. And I argue that we're even slaves. We're just a different version of slaves. We're tax
Yes, it's
cattle.
psyop.
You know, there's a lot of comforts and things that we're given so that we don't revolt, so we don't resist. It's like the bread and circus in Rome. I just am concerned that we don't have the ability to restrict the nefarious. We don't have the ability to defend against it. And we don't have the ability. There's machine factories right now that can pump out hundreds and thousands of drones a month. And all you'd have to do is just take a small little charge. I mean, look how complex what they do with these things are. How
Here
they
you're
fly
about to
them.
go with the hypothetical extreme stuff.
Well, but again,
So
that
before
is
we do,
how
Tommy,
you
what are
figure
your
out where you
thoughts on
stand
this
on
topic?
something.
I mean, I think AI is today's version of the internet of the 90s, right?
Okay.
Eventually, you're all going to use it in
Mhm.
some shape, way, or form.
Mhm.
I love using it so that I can better understand it, and I'll maybe hit heartstrings. I don't care. It's so I understand like how to navigate this with my children.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like they are coming into an age where, like, I was honestly like this morning on the drive-in taking my daughter to school, she was really pissed off where they had this whole thing in Texas history where they wrote a letter as you were one of the defendants of the Alamo. You were one of the
Okay.
Alamo defenders,
Okay.
right? She wrote it from her brain, and she wrote it from watching movies and watching I don't know, National Geographic,
Sure.
Smithsonian type things, and understanding how people spoke and wrote at that time. And she got second place. The girl that got first place used AI, and it pisses her off so bad
Ooh.
because the girl admitted that she got it, that she used it, right? So
And
I
see,
think
that
it's
shouldn't
That
be allowed.
shouldn't be
That
allowed.
should not
I
be
have
allowed.
to
Crazy.
agree. I'll
Oh, yeah.
agree with that
yeah, no,
wholeheartedly.
it's bullshit, right?
What are we teaching our children?
But how do you
But-
safeguard against that?
Right. But like for where I want to use it and I want to understand it forwards, backwards, or, turn around, whatever. I want to understand all 360 degrees of AI. It's good. It's bad. I want to know what you can use it for good, how you can use it for, we're saying, nefarious reasons. So I want to use it and I want to understand it.
So there are, and this kind of goes hand in hand with what I'm talking about with Matt,
Yeah.
is for those that are, let's call it cheating, because I don't even
Yeah.
think that she should have been able
Yeah.
to use
And
AI
no one
for
and
that.
no one knew it until the
Yeah.
voting was over. And then
Mm-mm.
she goes, Chat GPT, and the teacher's like, well, shit, man.
Yeah, immediately, boom, and now
Yeah.
teachers have to adapt
Yeah.
to
Well,
that concept.
and that's it too. And that's even like university professors
Mhm.
are being less subject matter experts
1,000%.
than more being like, can I sniff out AI?
Yes.
Like that's what's crazy.
So that's
too.
that's
There
that's what
needs
I'm getting to
be
is
regulations.
yeah.
kind of to what
Yeah.
you're talking about. For those that are cheating, they now have AI that you throw in whatever they gave you and say, is this AI?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. No,
Yeah.
it's not.
Yeah.
They can, AI can
Can
detect,
detect AI.
AI.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The code that's entered there.
Now
It's
they're
wild.
just having to pick up different trades or
That's right.
different tasks, but now they're letting go of these tasks that it took them plenty of time
Oh,
to go
yeah.
and research,
That's right.
find the data, et cetera. And this is from
Yeah.
a teacher's perspective.
Sure.
The kids, come on now. Come on.
Yeah,
now.
but from an
This-
education perspective, did that first place student actually retain any of the information?
Probably
not.
No,
Probably
no,
not.
I can
here's
tell
the-
you zero.
Here's a bigger point. Do they need to?
Yes.
Yes, that's the whole point
That's
of an
the point of
education.
going to
Like that's
school.
what learning is all about.
I believe and beg to differ. I believe that going to school should be learning how to interact with people, how to
For
solve
sure.
problems,
sure.
how to discover
just
yourself and
learning
your abilities,
information.
how to get adversity. Information has already been proven. It's at our fingertips. I don't need to know certain things unless I am conversing with someone and it needs to, I'm being quizzed. Because at the end of the day, if I didn't know, I'd go, hold on. Beep, 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 beep. Okay, yeah, let's talk about it now that I have perspective and the accurate facts. Our memory tends to play tricks on us.
Oh yeah.
The things that you think you know, you probably don't
Mhm.
know. And I've been victim of this many times where I'm like, yeah, the FHA limit is blah, 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 blah.
Oh yeah.
Nope,
Oh, yeah.
you were still spouting off
Yeah, that
last
was
year's
20
dummy.
That's
20.
right.
Right?
Yeah.
But had I took a moment and not been so confident in what I know and went,
Yeah.
"Dip, dip, dip," yeah, that's this. Now I'm giving you real data versus I know everything. I don't have to know everything.
Yeah.
I think I now need to know where to go for everything. I think I need to know where and who to go to. But I think that's always been the case.
Always.
I mean, our smartest people end up becoming an Elon or going working for a company and being put into a corner or left at home because they don't know how to interact with people well.
That's right.
The people that interact with people well, we're the ones that keep the lights on. We're the loan officers.
Well,
we're
there's
the
a reason
realtors.
we
we're
do
the,
You're the
sales.
producers.
that's
because-
kind of what
Yeah.
I'm getting to.
Right.
But sales is kind of in a lot of ways a dying profession with the younger generation because they don't interact with one another.
Well, they
They don't.
They
They're
freak
lazy.
They
out.
don't talk
Yeah.
to each other. Like my
Yeah.
son, he's got a loft. He's got freaking virtual reality.
Right.
He's got like, I would have killed for the setup my
Sure.
son has, and he never has anyone over.
Yeah.
Like I would have had all of my boys over. Like
Yeah.
we would have had
But we
our
didn't
own
have that
pad.
stuff.
We would have had our own place to go and do stuff and hang out and have
Yeah.
fun. And I tell him, I'm like, you can have your friends over anytime. He's like, oh no, we'll just get on Discord together and
Wow.
And
They-
whereas we were dragging TVs around with our Xboxes and
Correct.
LAN cables so
Correct.
that we could all as community play in the
Jesus.
same
So I
place
could
together.
With the
dominate
cord.
you.
No, we'd have like different rooms
You're
set up
right.
with like 4 people in each
That's
room,
right.
4 per
To
TV.
play some Halo.
That's
Yeah,
right. Halo.
like that's
exactly
what we were
right.
doing.
Nope.
Yes.
And this was pre-Xbox
Mario
Live, you
Kart.
know?
Yeah.
Outside.
We had to
Link
make
the
we had to
TVs.
make our own
I
stuff.
don't know. We're boys.
I'll leave my point.
outside.
Like I'll leave
24/7.
my side of the point with this. Like where I do agree, there are some really evil doers that are high up in the chain of command that have control of AI. Every country has them. We need ours too. Equally believe, like you do, there are really good people that are there to make sure that this doesn't create a robot to come
Mhm.
destroy us all. But those are the folks that are in the shadows now. I think you see
Yeah.
more. You see more of the nefarious evil
Yes.
people, out in the light,
Yeah.
for what they are. But I believe that the goodness is kind of like Batman. They're hanging out in the shadows. They show up when you need them. I believe that that is real. I do, because we have to have those that safeguard us. But I also think that if you refuse, my grandfather and my wife's grandfather both said that computers and the internet were a fad.
Yeah.
Like, why in
Yeah.
God's name would you go and buy
Yep.
a compact computer for $3,500 and spend $25 a month on a internet, telephone
You've got
package, right?
mail.
Yeah, for AOL, right? I believe that if you refuse to adopt it in some fashion of your life, and again, it could be the simplest of like, hey, help me find out how to make my day operate the most efficiently, to it's going to do everything for me. You have to adopt it, because if you don't jump on the train, you're going to get left behind. Like,
Yeah.
that's my last thing that I'll say. Like, in this business, if you're not going to adopt a piece of it, again, not the whole thing,
Yeah, you have to adapt in some ways.
you have to adapt and overcome. You have to. And for those that refuse to use it, I'll see you at your next gig, whatever that is.
That's right.
I would love to
That's
build you a
right.
home. We,
That's right.
Meritage Homes, love to build and sell you a
I
home.
love it.
Um,
So final
but yeah.
question, and it's just one word answer. After this discussion, Matt, are you going to stop using AI?
No.
Tommy?
Absolutely not.
Bree?
I don't use it.
Okay. Different question. Are you going to start using AI?
Maybe.
Okay.
Hey, that's better. We got
than
it.
I
me.
don't think it's discretionary.
So
I think
you're-
companies will build it in. You're going to have
Yes.
to use it whether
Yes.
you like it
Hey.
or not.
I do. I believe that.
So you're saying there's a chance. Guys, gals out there, first off, thank you guys for joining me for this discussion. It's tough to talk about something that we still don't fully quite understand. Very opinionated and very perspective oriented, because we all use it in different ways, or not use it yet, or are thinking of ways to use it while we're even having this discussion. But for those of you out there, I think we all proved today that artificial intelligence is here to stay and to continue to grow. And if you are in one of the brackets that we discussed today, that is at risk of losing your current position, your tasks that you do, I think the best advice I can tell you is start learning it yourself so that you can teach the other how to use it, and then make yourself a little bit more valuable in that way. Because I believe that certain things can be replaced by artificial intelligence, and it's going to take many longer than others to actually replace it or to adopt this premise of a new technology, new feature, new employee, so to speak, to many businesses. But when the time comes that it does, again, we don't walk into the Apple store and ask for last year's model. It's always moving forward. So my advice to you is get in there, start playing around with AI, some form of it, utilize it to make your business more efficient, but use caution. That's all I got, guys. Again, thank you. Thank you
buddy.
for this. Absolutely. We will catch you guys on the
At
next
the
one.
end of every day, look at yourself in the mirror and ask, did I get better today? Monday, get better. Tuesday, get better. Wednesday, get better. If you do that for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, how much better will you be? Are you getting better every single day? That's the real question. And it all comes down to taking small steps. You don't have to accomplish everything in one day or even 1 week. Just focus on getting a little better every single day.